what a difference a decade makes. 10 years ago, Season 1, Episode 1, we kicked off our TV show visiting a little town on the Brazos that nobody seemed to appreciate. I mean, what a crazy idea, right? We're actually gonna exit in Waco. Doesn't seem so crazy nowadays, does it? So what's changed? Well, in short, a lot. Which is why we're gonna do it all again. We're actually gonna exit in Waco. Waco! Wait, they actually have a sign now. Take 2. Waco! This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. The city hasn't moved and still sits about an hour and a half from both Dallas and Austin on the banks of the Brazos River. But by some opinions, that's about all that hasn't changed. I can think of no other city in the country that has gone through so dramatic a shift as Waco, Texas. I mean, it's like everything that was old is now new once again. For instance, the historic Waco suspension bridge right behind me is one of the oldest things in town, but now has these awesome new Longhorn sculptures driving through. But rather than just retread what we already tripped 10 years ago, well, I thought we would change things up a bit and only do things that have popped up in the last decade. And trust me, there's a lot of them. Call it the 10-year Waco challenge, day tripper style.
Waco!
Waco! Waco! We need some work, guys.
It's a good thing we're not a singing show.
Yes,
no,
very.
but we are. That's the worst part.
Yeah, there we go.
10 years ago, we came to Waco to do this show. Did we think we would be doing this still? I, for one, did not.
I was hoping to make season 2 at that point. Not
Yeah,
just
I know, right?
Season 11.
Kelly, you were with us.
I was.
You were there?
You were.
Wait, this is the original
She
group
was
something made?
interning.
I was an intern.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben, we let you in the group. You're
Oh,
in
man.
the
You're in
fold
the
now,
circle.
man.
This is like, yeah.
Well, it doesn't look much different, honestly.
Yeah, if you're just used to driving through Waco, other than the giant new Baylor Stadium, you see that,
Yes.
you go, that's new. But downtown from the highway looks very similar to old downtown. But if you were familiar with the old Waco, everything was abandoned. And now it's filling up with a ton of stuff.
I see.
It's been nothing short of renaissanceful.
That's not.
No, it's not. I just made that up.
Renaissanceful.
Call it what you will, Waco is a changed city for a lot of reasons. But if you're going to put the blame on someone for all of Waco's gains, then look no further than Chip and Joanna Gaines. Through their HGTV show Fixer Upper, this couple put a national spotlight on Waco. And if you've been living under a rock, it's a show where Chip and Jo help a couple pick out a house. They tear up the house, #Demo Day, and turn it into a tear-inducing dreamland of shiplap. It's a beautiful thing. And with all its success, the Gaines have been able to fix up Waco itself and have forever changed Waco's list of can't-miss day tripper destinations. So if you're coming to Waco, there really is only one absolutely mandatory place that you have to stop. The Magnolia Silos. Think fixer-upper Disneyland. So popular, it's attracting 30,000 visitors a week from all over the world. This whole place looks like it fell out of a design magazine, which you would expect it to. I mean, that's what Joanna is. She's a designer. Kids these days just need a little extra discipline.
Well, that's if you have more than one kid,
That's
you know,
right.
like.
Line them all up. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, like this section, it's not quite decorated right, so they just need a little day tripper touch. There you go. Joanna, you don't have to pay me for that one. I'll give that one to you for free. People think that the Magnolia Silos are just for chicks, but no, they're for Chips as well, Chips Corner. We got things made of wood and cool manly construction things, work gloves, Making a TV show is hard on the hands. It's hard. We're building shows here. Man, so beyond just the shop, I mean, the whole Silos area is a true destination. You got a garden right behind me, you got food trucks, you got this big community lawn. I mean, it's cool. When I was at Baylor, this place was desolate. I mean, totally empty. It's so cool to see new life breathed into old things, you know? It's still a little early for lunch, but I think I might be able to find some room in my belly for a little something from the Magnolia Bakery. Come on, this way. Don't hold up the line, Richie. You gotta decide. Nuts and bolts, vanilla with pecans and walnuts. I think I need one of them. How many cupcakes is it socially acceptable to order? Just for myself. 5? 5. We're just doing it. Let's do the whole thing. Is this all of my cupcakes?
Yeah.
Oh. I might have gotten a little excited in the bakery line. I'm just gonna be honest. And I believe this one right here is the shiplap. So I'm gonna start there. You ever run into that dilemma when there's way too much icing on the top of the cupcake and you just have to like shove it in your face somehow and you know it's gonna get all over your face, but you're just gonna do it anyway? That's this moment right here. Oh yeah, delicious cupcake. Really, really good cupcake. I think there might even be bits of real shiplap in there. Of course, the crew won't even let me finish one. Great. This community of fans is something to behold, and most come to town for the full road trip, which also includes seeing houses renovated on the show and a stop right here, Harp Design Company, the store of fixer-uppers' beloved carpenter, Clint Harp. So check it out, all this stuff, like this. He makes this stuff. You know, if my life had more candlelit moments, I could use a bunch of candlesticks.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
That's fancy, huh? That's pretty good. What's doubly as impressive as the store is the workshop. And what's triply as impressive as the workshop is the man, the myth, the carpenter himself.
Chet, welcome to the shop, buddy.
Absolutely, man. This is cool.
Thank you so much.
Smells great, too.
Yeah, that is what we get every time. Anybody's like, can you please like just bottle that? You kind of just have to be here every day and go home, you know, it's like working in a barbecue restaurant.
I'm amazed how many people are here and it's still got that like old time shop feel. Like we're using hands and tools and sawdust is flying.
The same stuff is going on here that was going on when it was just me and Kelly, but they have better tools. I'm like that old man walking around going, when I was, you know, like, in my day, I was using
did it by hand with a mallet.
Yeah.
And despite the meteoric growth, Clint has still held on to the same made-by-hand mentality that he started with. How long have you had this lathe?
Maybe 2 or 3 years now. I think I went through about 5 of them. But now we have one that can stand up to the kind of level that we are, you know, expecting it to stand up to. And so it's definitely a different ball game. Like your first season, didn't you shoot that on a VHS?
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. You know, like our version of the GoPro was a small camera duct taped on my helmet, you know?
Now here you are, and you've got your own trailer. I saw that you were kind of in there being pampered before we were shooting today.
They don't need to know that,
and
man.
I just think that's so neat.
Come on,
that like, you've reached that level of personal
P.S.
masseuse
And by
that
the way,
travels with you.
Is the powder here? I'm feeling a little... The TV part is fun, but for Clint, it all comes back to the carpentry.
This is where I get to be an artist.
Yeah.
You know, because furniture making, it is art. This is my canvas. I'm painting.
I love
And if you make a mistake, who cares?
It's wood.
What I thought was my biggest mistake ended up becoming one of our signature legs. I felt like it was awful, and you know who ended up loving it? Joanna Gaines. Yeah.
She can do that to table legs.
Yep.
This looks fun. I'm going in.
Now who cares how this ends up looking? I want you just to try it. Okay, I want you to sort of, yep. There you go.
Oh, this feels good, man. Man, you leave work covered in sawdust. You had a good day, right?
Oh man, that is a great day for me.
Hey, you wanna go get some lunch?
I am starving.
Hey, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right.
And to put a big, pretty shiplap bow on our Waco Tour de Fixer-Upper, well, there's only one choice for lunch: Magnolia Table. For decades, this was the elite cafe on the Waco Circle. But when it closed in 2016, Chip and Joe decided to fix up this iconic Waco landmark, spinning their signature style into restaurant form and folding in recipes that make you feel like you're back at their private farm.
This is peach lemonade, and it is so freaking amazing.
Yeah. I'm amazed at these biscuits. They're like butter loosely held together with flour. So good. How has the city changed because of this whole silo Magnolia, the silo clone, we'll call it, that has hit Waco?
The silo clone. Waco now has a bunch of businesses, a bunch of folks moving in and doing some creative stuff, and it's really cool. And obviously, you know, Chip and Joe, as you see here on the plate, this was established in 2003. The pilot for Fixer Upper wasn't shot till 2012. So you're talking about 9 years of hustling around this town, investing in Waco, along with other small businesses. And it's not like the work just started when the pilot was shot. There's a lot that's been going on here.
It's one of those things, like we're an overnight success, many years in the making, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of with you, like, you know, you were a carpenter just kind of doing your thing long before these TV cameras showed up.
It's definitely not what we set out for. You know, I didn't jump into my garage, quit my job, thinking, hey, Kelly, let's start a business and end up on television.
You know, I do this because I love meeting people and telling stories, and so you love the carpentry.
That's right.
If you'd done it for the cameras, it would have never been fulfilling.
That's right.
Speaking of fulfilling, this should fill my belly. Oh, dude. You out-baconed me for sure for lunch, man.
Come on.
Well done.
Thank you, Chip and Joanna.
Yeah, thank you, Chip.
Appreciate
I got Chip's ham sandwich.
Oh,
that's good.
oh yeah.
We now interrupt this programming to remind you to like and subscribe. Now back to the road.
It's hard to overstate all that's changed in Waco. On the list is adding the world-class Balcones Distillery. There's now an amazing memorial to local boy and Pearl Harbor hero Dory Miller. But our next stop is even older than all of it, and way older than 10 years, technically. It's been locked in time for 65,000 years. However, we've only just begun to truly appreciate it. The Waco Mammoth National Monument. Here's National Park Ranger Antoine Fletcher to take us back in time.
I want to show you one of the most spectacular sights that's ever been known to man. They discovered 16 Columbian mammoths here. It all started from one bone, about almost the size of you, my friend, and that led to a Columbian mammoth nursery herd. This is the only place, not only in Waco, Texas, not only in America, but the world that we've discovered this.
First off, wrap your head around this. One of the largest mammals ever roaming through Waco at the time of the Ice Age.
Oh,
is this how big they were?
Yeah, 14 feet tall. The tusk could be over 12 feet, right? Even when they were young, as babies, they would come out as calves at 200-300 pounds.
Oh,
yeah, talk about hit the ground running, right?
It's those big babies and their mamas that made up what's called a nursery herd. There were 16 mammoths in this one, and on one particularly bad day, they all died together right here. But why?
Look at this painting ahead of us, and look at what's happening in this scene.
Oh, okay, we got some floodwaters over here.
Right? Oh. And remember, we're between the Brazos and the Bosque River, and thousands of tons of water upriver can come down here. These mothers were trying to protect those babies. They knew that a flood was coming. Then that water sweeps those babies away, right?
Yeah.
But the thing about it is they swept them into a story that we can tell people today, right?
Yeah.
Really amazing.
That's amazing. So this entire nursery herd was killed in a single flood, their bones preserved by layers of mud and silt in the riverbed.
One of my favorites is Mammoth Q. We call him Quincy. Believe it or not, he's the only male mammoth that we've discovered thus far. But this mammoth, I love him so much because he was a fighter. If you look at his ribs, he has a knot on the ribs.
Uh-huh.
And that means it grew back after it was broken. But there's two different groups here.
Okay.
Down in the pit, the lower level, you have the 65,000 year mark.
Okay.
With him, you have 50,000 years right here. So there's a big difference between the two, right?
Man.
Right?
So you gotta look sideways, but you also gotta look deep
You
too.
do.
You gotta live in
That's
multi-dimensions.
right.
For whatever reason, this bend or ravine was a death trap for tens of thousands of years. Bad for the animals, but pretty convenient for scientists today. But not just for mammoths, but also other animals who found themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time, like saber-toothed cats and ancient Texas camels called camelopes. Hey, if there are camelopes, maybe there's also jackalopes, which could also explain this unidentified bone. The truth is out there, folks. And yes, there are tons of mysteries here yet to be dug up. So, do you think we found all the mammoths in this site?
No, no, not at all, not at all.
And so the work will continue for generations to come, with each new discovery uncovering both answers and questions to this mammoth-sized story.
What is Waco like? What is that word? Like, where does that come from? Is that like Indian or what is?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Ben. Waco got its name from the Waco Indians who used to inhabit the Brazos River Valley.
Oh, okay.
See, so there you go.
Wow. Wow, I learned something.
You never know what's gonna happen when you watch The Day Tripper, Ben.
Nice.
So I think it's time to move from the educational to the adrenaline-tional. Again, not a word. But if you were gonna describe our next stop, well, it would definitely have adrenaline in it, because that's what's pumping through the veins of everyone here. BSR Cable Park. It's basically like a wet and wild water sport adventure park. Man, they got cable park on this side, we got a surf park over here, lazy river, big slides. I just gotta figure out where I'm gonna jump in. This park started small and slowly added attractions until it became a true internet phenomenon. I mean, why travel to the beach, the lake, and the river when you can surf, ski, and float right here? Okay, so I remember doing the cable park in New Braunfels. Yeah! Oh, no! So I think I'm good on this today. Yeah. Surf beach. You remember that time I surfed those like little baby waves in Port Aransas? Oh, octoface! Oh! Yeah, so I think I'm good on this today too. But here's something I've never attempted, because this is the only place crazy enough to have one. The Royal Flush, a 4-tiered water slide that weaponizes gravity into a full-on catapult. So, here goes nothing. I touched the clouds. I did it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like it wasn't the top.
No, I did. It was.
No,
No, it wasn't,
We went
Jeff.
all the way to the top.
see, like there was that one, but you didn't do that one.
Fine, you want to see the top? I'll give you the top.
Yeah, do the top.
All right, guys. So evidently I didn't go on the top one. So I got to go back up and do the top one. Because, you know, this is TV and I can't let you guys down. Let's try it again. This slide is crazy, ridiculous, absolutely nuts, fantastic. I don't know what's more fun, like actually doing the slide or just sitting here watching other people do the slide. I mean, you think that you're gonna have time to do something cool, make a move in the air? Oh no, you have no time. Everybody looks ridiculous doing this. I think that's part of the fun.
Does anyone know where Where Chet went? Do you know where Chet went?
Yeah, I don't know where Chet is.
Has anyone seen him?
No, not for a while.
I think we should leave him behind.
Fine with me.
Let's go.
Let's go.
So, they're leaving me. And I am totally cool with that. So even with all the growth, it's important to remember that deep down, Waco is still a college town. And 16,000 Baylor students still roam about looking for new things to do. And most importantly, looking for cheap, delicious pizza. It's a tall order to feed all those kids. And good thing Baylor has Shorties. Ted Shorty Browning started this place in 2011 and now runs it with his college buddy, Kyle Ferguson.
I wanted to open a place near Baylor, our alma mater, that was purely, unapologetically Baylor.
Baylor drips off the walls here. I mean, the backyard turf is even from the old Floyd Casey Stadium. Man, I watched Baylor lose a lot of games on this field. And that's just one story of all the junk, priceless treasures hanging on the wall.
And a lot of it's personal stuff. There's like Kyle's high school warm-up jersey. I think that's Jamie's.
Why is that
Baylor
not in the
line.
Sports Hall of Fame? It should be in the Sports Hall of Fame.
It's in the Bench Hall of Fame. We got our diplomas against the wall.
Baylor University.
And while this is now the Baylor hangout for sure, every demographic of Waco seems to love Shorties.
And we're honored anytime someone comes in our door.
Yeah.
And we have no idea what day they're having. They could be have the best day of their life, worst day of their life coming in. We don't know. But we want them to have a good time in here.
The only way I could have a better time is with some pizza in my hand. Or maybe under my head.
So this is like our signature thing. It's what we've become known for over the years,
Okay.
is our pizza pillow. So we start with dough made fresh every day. You're gonna cut it into quarters. So bam and then bam. You're hired.
Boom!
Yes.
I can cut pie.
So what you're gonna do is put whatever toppings you would want in your pizza pillow in the middle.
This is good.
So then next I do some pepperonis. I do 4 of them on there.
Like this?
Yeah,
Like straight
yeah.
in the line?
What's that? The horizontally?
Or horizontal? Yeah.
Baylor!
Baylor education right there. We're just gonna throw a few of these bad boys on there.
So I've told it's kind of like a diaper feel
Okay.
to it. Boom, boom, boom. And so then you mash it down. Just shove it in there. There you go. Woo!
Okay, so here it is, my very own pizza pillow. I know you can't feel it through TV. You need smell-o-vision for this, but you also need feel-o-vision to just to touch the pillow, realize how soft it is. Yo, give me a second. I'm gonna take a little snoozer. Oh, that's good. I mean, so much about what makes a pizza great is in the crust, and this right here is just perfect. It's crispy, but real soft. If I went to bed on a pillow of pizza every night, there's no way I would have bad dreams. How does a town go from a tourism afterthought to a tourism juggernaut? Well, that's easy. The people. People who dream bigger than themselves, who by the sweat of their brows build, who weave the story of their past into the ever-unfolding story of their future, knowing full well that who they are today has everything to do with where they've come from, but also that there's an even better tomorrow ahead. And maybe I'm getting a little overly poetic because, well, this is kind of a coming-of-age tale for us too. And like Waco, I'm not really sure what lies up the road. But I know good and well that I'm having fun building something here. And to all you other dreamers out there, if Waco and we can do it, so can you. All right, I'm finishing it up with some cinnamon knots, deep fried pizza dough, smothered in sugar and icing.
What?
Not the most elegant way to eat them. No, these are good. But for now, I'll see all y'all out on the road. Vaya con Dios, amigos. Here, seriously, get in here, because they're not gonna last long in front of me. Howdy, y'all. Follow along with my adventures at Chet Tripper on Instagram and at The Day Tripper TV on Facebook and YouTube. Or head to thedaytripper.com for travel guides, past episodes, and info on our mobile app and Team Day Tripper. This episode was made for y'all with the help of our awesome partners. Check the caption for more info. Howdy y'all, Chet the Day Tripper here. Thanks so much for tripping with us. Remember, while you're here, like this video, subscribe to our channel so that we can stay out there on the road and keep on tripping. Did we miss anything in this town? Leave us a comment, let us know. We love finding out about new stops with all of your tips. And if you love Epic Texas Day Trips, remember to check our channel. We got a lot of them on there. Also, don't forget, if you want some sweet Day Tripper merch or another cool Texas-made product, come see us in Georgetown at the Day Tripper World Headquarters. You can also shop online if you check the link down there in the caption. All right, y'all. Bye con Dios, amigos.